What's up, dudes? Max here with another impression video of a fighting game I played at E3 for the first time, The King of Fighters 14. To start things off, KOF is a series that I have barely any proficiency in. I've never played a mainline King of Fighters, and I would actually like KOF 14 to be that game. One of the bigger reasons is that KOF 13, while an absolutely beautiful game with a huge roster of characters, was a little technical and also required a lot of execution, and when you had to add in the fact that the online play was not great in that game, in fact it was piss poor, it pretty much led me down a path of never being able to play against people that wanted to play the same game and other games were being played. This has been notoriously my issue with King of Fighters over many years, and the only time KOF characters have kind of snuck into my hands has been in Capcom vs. SNK 2, where I absolutely loved them. I think we can all agree that CVS characters, man, the SNK side is super interesting and crazy fun, and I actually learned to love KOF characters there. Don't want to go too much into the backstory because I did make a video about the impression that I hate King of Fighters, but I want this game to change that impression because I got to put at least about an hour and a half to 2 hours of playtime in with KOF 14, and I want to talk about it. Let's address the first thing that everyone's going to ask. Why does it look like a PS2 game? And I would say I do agree with you, maybe last year, my impressions are a bit different after seeing the game in person. Is it the best looking fighting game of all time? No, absolutely not. The character models aren't that complicated, the backgrounds don't have that much going on, but it does fit very much with the KOF style where the focus of all these games has been on the mechanics and the gameplay, and I have to tell you that that feels really damn good in KOF 14. But before I go into the mechanics and how the game feels, I will say it doesn't look like a PS2 game now. It does look a bit better, but it isn't totally awful. It does look okay, and a lot of the character models have gotten a lot more detail over the past year when we first saw the game. It looks pretty good in person, and even some characters have some damn decent animations, and Mai looks as ridiculous as ever when she's bouncing around. Now, like I was saying about the game's mobility, when characters start moving around in KOF, it's a very special feeling, and I got a taste of this in Capcom vs. SNK 2, and a very brief hint of it in KOF 13, but being able to roll backwards, roll forwards, which has invincibility, you can throw people out of it, do short jumps, do super jumps, regular jumps, man, all the stuff that you get access to in KOF makes these games so much damn fun. And albeit I'm super bad at it right now, I just did not understand how frame data works and how exactly you're supposed to melee a character when they get up, but I was having a lot of fun learning. Like, this game genuinely seems a bit easier to get into from previous KOFs, and that's by design. They said they actually took away some mechanics from KOF 13 that were a bit daunting execution-wise, and they're kind of focusing a bit more on some other stuff. There is like an EX mode that you can kind of go into with a character. I can't entirely remember the name, but it puts your character in a state where their next special move is super buff, almost like a mini super, and it's got some pretty flashy stuff associated with it, especially if you do a really cool-looking special move. In terms of the characters I played, mostly stuck around with Kyo and Iori because I already kind of know them from most games. Then I messed around a bit with Terry, and I really wanted to try Kukri, who is super weird, but I can see him being good. I'm not too sure what makes a good character in the KOF series, but I really like the way Kukri looks, and I'm looking forward to playing him when he comes out. And Mai was pretty much Mai as I remembered her from previous games. It all worked out very well. Am I slightly disappointed that the roster is missing some characters? Absolutely, but that's not going to prevent me playing KOF 14, especially if it has good netcode, which we don't have confirmation of yet. They couldn't give me any answers if the online play was going to be good, or based on rollback, or anything like that. The nice part about my little brief play session while playing a few characters was that I was able to ask one of the reps there, how do combos work in this game? Are they exactly like Link's? Are they like previous KOF games? What are they like in previous KOF games? And he pretty much told me you can do a couple of buttons or a button into a command normal, which is like forward with a button or back with a button or down with a button with select characters, and then you can cancel that in your special move. And oh my god, it opened up a huge world of understanding why I didn't know how to play KOF before, because whenever I tried those games, I'd try to do traditional like Street Fighter Link combos or even chain combos, and they really didn't work. but for the most part, just understanding that little bit really helped. And after that 90 minutes or so, I found myself having a lot of fun, winning or losing, just testing out new characters, trying to combo into special moves. KOF 14 is going to be a genuinely fun game if you're looking for a raw as fuck fighting game. I mean, seriously, there's going to be a ton of characters when this game comes out. That gives you a lot of mobility and a lot of mechanics to work with. That's different from other games like Street Fighter V, and I really think if you find Street Fighter V to be a bit like bare bones in terms of mechanics and gameplay, I would definitely suggest you check out KOF when it comes out. It might not have the graphics of Street Fighter V, it might not have the popularity of Street Fighter, but in terms of characters, it's got a lot to choose from. They look pretty cool. I'm not a big fan of some of the new designs, but there are classic costumes coming, and the amount of mechanics that this game has to offer aren't daunting, but it leads you to think that there's going to be a lot of possibilities, that the games are always going to constantly look different in King of Fighters, which is why it's always going to be fun. Pressure is going to look different, defensive characters are going to look different than usual. I just want to sit down with this game for like 3 or 4 days straight, figure everything out about the game, the mechanics with the characters that I really want to play as, and their good combos and special moves, and learn some matchups to really get a feel for King of Fighters. This little bit of a taste left me wanting only more. That's one thing that happened at E3 between Injustice, Tekken 7, and KOF 14, all 3 games that I'm not super good at. It makes me really want to play more of them, especially games that I haven't really been versed in a long time. I do like variety a lot when it comes to fighting games, which makes it hard to dedicate to one specifically, but knowing that I could jump into King of Fighters 14 and potentially have it run great online has me really excited. As soon as more information like that comes up, I'll be back as soon as I possibly can. You probably aren't going to expect a lot of character breakdowns and stuff because I simply just don't know a lot about KOF. But I will tell you right now, if there's a trailer for Rock Howard mysteriously as DLC, I will be reporting on that stuff as soon as possible and giving my thoughts and impressions. But for now, I'm going to wait until KOF 14 comes out in August. I hope you guys check it out and let me know what you think as well. Take care, dudes. My name is Max, and I'll be back with more fighting game coverage as soon as possible, and I'll see you next time.